Darkness swallow my sight. Endless miles are within sight. Engines screaming, souls collide. Lost on this nightmare ride. Concrete serpents turning cold. Gravel secrets, tales untold. Highway ghosts, they haunt the lane. Echoes of my fear and pain. Concrete serpents looking cold. Gravel secrets, tales untold. Highway ghosts, they haunt the lane. Echoes of my fear and pain.
Sorry. Why? Why?
Oh, we're live. Okay, well, here we go.
Live.
Okay. Hey, everybody, welcome. Let's do it over. We're live, pal. Oh, sorry. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. Of course, I'm one of your hosts. I'm here with a very, very mysterious.
SOS, and here with the very dark and lovely
Messy Jessie, and I'm here with the beautiful Ash.
The Oracle, and I'm here with our phenomenal secretive CIA agent.
Dirty Birdie.
Boom!
It's better than what I called him last time.
Oh, geez. What did you call him last time?
I don't remember.
For bothering her.
What?
what? What?
What did you say? Oh, let's not get beat red.
What's happening already?
I don't know, but anyways, so we have a great show tonight. What's the topic? I forgot.
You already forgot?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, we're doing highway spooky stories.
Highway spooky stories. Damn.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be fun.
You guys,
What?
What?
we're live.
We are live.
Yeah, we're live.
Barely realized this.
Oh boy.
Okay, so this
What
is
a-
great.
Oh, it's been a long, long day.
Having problems, you guys.
Yep.
So,
I was
anyway,
stuck
Y'all
on
have a
boots
good
with the
Christmas.
fur.
Oh
Did
my
y'all
god.
have a good Christmas? Because, you know,
Yeah, how was everybody's Christmas?
yeah.
good.
It's all right.
Well,
Wow. Everybody had a pretty
Yeah.
dull Christmas.
Man, the
Oh.
excitement is overwhelming.
oh yeah. Here's a quick question for you guys.
Yeah.
If you guys can, wait, what's happening?
What?
Let's go.
Messy Jessie, okay? Okay, all right. I thought you were throwing up. Anyways, if you guys can go back 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years, which one would you choose?
10.
Wait, what were those years again?
5,
Repeat
10,
that.
15. If you guys can
How far
go
would
back.
you go back?
No 2025.
Those
What?
are
Some fives.
years.
5, 5, 10, 15.
15.
15 years?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Oh,
20.
wow.
5.
Well, no, it was only 3. Well, right now, actually, I wish I could go back 36 years and then wrap the umbilical cord around my own neck in the womb.
Oh, would you stop it, for Christ's
Guys, hold
sake?
on.
You know,
I'm doing math.
15, so that I could rewind time and never have gotten married.
Oh, I thought you said like rewind time and never do this damn show.
Well, no.
Well,
But the
Oh.
marriage
5
thing
years
would
ago.
have been
17 years. I'm sorry. I can't choose any of them. I'm opting out.
Okay.
opting out. 30?
Hmm.
Jess?
I'm just thinking.
If I
It's
could
been
go
84
back.
years.
How far?
Anyway,
5, 10, or 15?
5, 10, or 15?
15.
15? Okay. Now, here's another question. Okay. If
Mhm.
you can wish for anything in the world to appear right now, you can have it, but the catch is it appears in your ass.
Anything in the world?
Yeah,
I'm
whatever
not
you
going
want,
there.
but it appears in your ass.
You know, not
How much
having this
time do I have to
conversation.
train?
The
Sure.
train.
Rain?
The
You know what?
train?
No,
Yeah.
a water
Yeah.
droplet
I
What are you
want a
talking
diamond this big. I want a diamond this big.
in your ass.
Oh,
That's gonna be in your ass, Birdie.
I really
I
wouldn't
know, but
say
you can
that
poop
out
it
loud
out,
too
and then
much.
you're a millionaire.
You're not gonna
Oh,
be able
Jesse,
to
are
poop that
you
out.
okay?
Man, if people found out what was inside you, they'd be cutting you open like you were a piñata. It's like, oh,
Can we?
those awesome new AK-47, 50 round magazines are super awesome. I hope it doesn't land sideways.
This
My
is what's
mag pool.
going on in the ERs all over the United States.
Yeah. Yep.
People's desires are just appearing.
Yes.
Can we?
All right.
Can we not talk about things going
Why are we
in?
talking about?
I
Wow.
don't.
Yeah, let's talk about horrors. I mean, that is a topic
Oh,
of horror, but
oh, I thought you said whores. I'm like, well, yeah, we're going back to what we're talking about. So it appears in your ass.
Oh my god.
Okay. If we
so
were
we're talking.
okay,
What?
if we were a wrestling stable, what would the stable's name be? You know what a wrestling stable is?
I know. I can't think of anything clever.
Boots with the fur. I don't.
Ships with the fur? Diamond in the fur?
Jeans, boots, bird.
2 dudes in America?
Exactly what happened since we hit the go live button.
I don't know.
Can we get on with the topic?
Oh, all right. Okay, continue with the topic. You guys are horrible.
Okay. Well, this highway spooky story takes us to a very small town in Wisconsin called Elkhorn. Has anybody heard of it?
Yes.
Elkhorn.
Yes.
Sorry, I was gonna do a spit take, but then I regretted it last second. And yeah, I'm sorry. Pretend like I did it. Elkhorn.
Wow. Yes. Okay. So for anybody that hasn't heard of it, it's like 40 miles southwest of Milwaukee. And it actually only has a population of like 10,000 people. It's only like 8 square miles. Pretty small. Like smaller than where we're all at, that's for sure. But it's kind of funny where it got its names. This guy, it was like 1836. His name is Colonel Samuel Phoenix. He spotted a
Colonel
rack of
Sanders.
antlers just in a tree and just called the area Elkhorn. And that's how it's got its name.
That's
There's
it?
no elk in this area.
Huh. What an idiot.
He's a weirdo. It's fine. But the more I did my research, it was kind of interesting because it turns out Wisconsin is one of like the paranormal capitals. There's just a lot of paranormal activity going on there, a lot of UFO activity, a lot of cryptid activity. And
Oh shit.
What's that?
I said, oh shit. I thought you were gonna say that it's like the bad name capital of the world.
No. It's not what I was going to say at all.
Oh well, I mean that's why I said I thought,
Yes. Well, I mean, where it's so small, I'm pretty sure the people that live there probably don't want to live there. I mean, I wouldn't.
Are you having screen share issues, SOS?
Am I having what issues?
Screen sharing issues?
Well, no, I'm not sharing anything on our screen yet.
Oh, okay, because
the only thing I'm sharing is my time.
Oh my gosh. But anyways, speaking of screen sharing, SOS does have a picture of, I believe this may be the courthouse in the town.
Does it have cheese on it?
No, I wish it did though. I tried to
Ah,
find one with like someone eating cheese or
Is
something, but I couldn't find
it,
one. But it's actually, I think it's kind of pretty.
look at
is
that.
this the
Town
building,
of
this red
That's
Constipation.
brick?
that's the
Or
courthouse.
it might be, no, it looks like that one's a restaurant.
Oh, I was
I
gonna
may have
say.
picked the wrong picture, but anyways, that's the town, part of the town anyway.
It's pretty
Let's
cool.
say that looks like Clifford's prostate.
What? Oh
What?
no, it
Hey,
doesn't.
why are we going there on this topic tonight?
I
So
don't. I'm very tired. I'm
Well,
gonna start.
I
yeah,
guess there's
I'm gonna
like
start seeing
this.
ghosts.
You are out of control.
yes, he is.
I guess, like, by the early 1900s, there was this Wisconsin folklorist named Robert E. Gard, I believe, and he said that the state has more ghosts per square mile than any other state in the United States, which I thought was pretty surprising.
What?
First of all, how
How
do
do
you
you measure
measure
that?
that?
That's what I was thinking.
Well,
But it was a folklorist, and it was the early 1900s, so maybe it was possible that it was, like, of that time era, maybe?
like maybe more reports of
Could be.
hauntings or something, or maybe
I
like
don't
a lot
know,
of
because if you go back to like the
oh,
battlefield
cheese-related deaths.
areas,
Cheese-related death.
I
People are
don't.
just
Yeah,
eating
like
so much cheese,
Shepherdstown,
they're
it
just getting
says it's the most
constipated and
haunted town in
dying.
America. I mean, there's a lot of places, that says
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I
Oh,
wonder.
man.
He was probably just like trying to like amp up the area. Like, did you guys know?
Yeah,
I like to
he
think that he was there in this
tourism.
like suit, like for tourism, and he was like trying to be hip too to kind of get the new, kids up there. So he's like, "Hey, everybody, dead ass. This is the most haunted location in
Nobody wants to go to Wisconsin, so he says this is the paranormal capital just to get people
uh
to go there.
paranormal
Eat
capital of
cheese.
the world.
He's
Dead ass. That's what's up.
Jeez.
Don't mess with my Riz."
Everybody from Wisconsin that's watching this is just going to unfollow us right now.
Who
I
who
know, right?
cares? You know what? If you're
No,
okay,
stop it.
if you're from Wisconsin and you're watching this, unsubscribe right now
Would you stop it?
and leave.
Stop it. The views
We
of
don't
Decon are not actually the views of all of us, just so
with your
y'all know.
with your puffy nipples. Get out of
Peoples.
here. From Wisconsin.
Oh,
Yes, you're right. Oh my
it's just,
God.
wow.
Uh,
I wonder if they have a town called Constipation.
I
Do
bet
they?
that,
Someone look that up.
that government Wisconsin cheese. I bet you they do.
Anyway, continue. I'm interested in this topic.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
what were we
I
talking
hear
about?
how it goes.
crazy is, do you guys remember the Slender Man story?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, and those girls that actually killed their friend because of this story,
Yes.
that happened 30 minutes away from this town.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
well,
So they're just super impressionable.
Ugh,
I
Yeah.
mean,
freaking
this area.
wild.
So you don't think that there was like any type of maybe paranormal? They think the girls were just crazy,
No,
or maybe they hated
Slender Man was
no,
made up.
it
I
was
think
what?
it's both.
You think
Yeah.
it's both? Like he's a tulpa?
Yeah, I really think he's a
Oh.
real thing.
You do?
I do.
Well,
When I think of him, I just think of him as an internet story.
I mean,
Creepypasta.
I mean,
when
But
you
that
look at
a tulpa would be.
a tulpa, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the idea of the tulpa is from Tibetan lore, isn't it? Your idea to create something and you manifest it and it becomes reality. I think there was a story. I don't know how true this is. Of it was just somebody making shit up. I like to think that they were making shit up. Because no, actually, I wish it was true. How this person went to these Tibetan monks and they kind of started studying the ways of the tulpa, and then this person created. I think it was a girl. Of course, it was a woman. Created this tulpa, and then this tulpa appeared. What? And this
Because we
tulpa
have
appeared.
imaginations.
The what?
Because we have imaginations.
Oh, women?
yes,
We're
every
the
day.
thinkers. But go on with your story.
Yeah, please go on, Decon.
Actually, research says that that's not true. But anyways, so
Oh, whatever.
um,
Okay.
It's a
Uh,
fact. Anyways, so this
uh-huh.
person created this tulpa, and it started to kind of wreak havoc all around the people that have wronged this woman. So like bad things started happening, and then at night this thing would come and manifest itself and kind of like tell her like this is what I did for you. And it got to the point where it was so out of control that this person had to create another tulpa to kill this tulpa and then had to learn to basically render it out of existence. So that's
It's
it.
like Rumpelstiltskin.
uh, really.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of.
I like Rumpelstiltskin. That's a good
I
story.
do too.
Rumpelstiltskin was a jackass. Who the hell goes around just singing about their own name? Besides me.
Wow.
Okay.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Any hoodle.
In this town of Elkhorn, there is this road, okay? It's not a very long road. I think it's like, from what I read, I want to say it's around 17 miles. I could be wrong. But there is this beast on this road that has been there since, like, I think the earliest reports were like the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s, that people were reporting seeing this creature. And so there was this lady, and her name was, what was her name? Linda Godfrey. And she was doing a documentary. She was doing a bunch of articles on this beast. And as she's doing these articles and talking to these people, she's realizing how each person almost has the same exact reaction when they're talking about this creature. That's how scared they are of this beast of Bray Road, okay? So when they're talking about this thing, she's finding that some of
Beast
them
of
turn
Gay
red.
Road.
She has had some people like start shaking, start crying over seeing this thing. And they find that when they encounter this thing, the encounter, it really stays with them. It's almost like they're constantly having almost an attachment to it.
Whoa.
So I found that really weird because I don't think I've read that about a lot of cryptids.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
that's
it's like
kind
a
of
wolf-like creature, isn't it?
So they say it's like it's a werewolf is what they're
Yeah.
saying it is. It stands about 6 feet tall. It has that wolf-like face, and it'll go on its hind legs, but it also will crouch on all fours like they say werewolves do. And it looks just really menacing, really evil looking. And the earliest sighting that they have like actually recorded and written down is from 1936, so almost 100 years ago.
Oh shit. Also, we're not live on YouTube apparently.
We're
Nope,
not?
we're not.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
great.
But
Do we
anyways,
need to-
no. Let's continue. So anyways, so when was the very first okay, the Beast of Bray Road? Was there many sightings around the same time, or is this something that happens over the years? Do you know?
It's like over the years from what I've been reading.
Because
There
usually when
has
there's go
been
ahead.
one like in the last, I think the latest one was like from the 2020 was the latest
Oh,
sighting.
okay. Yeah. Wow, that's
So it's
that's
kind of
recent.
spread out a little bit.
Yeah. Usually with these kind of cryptids or with these kind of creatures, there's like a big sighting that happens like within a year. Like the majority of them happen, and then like over the years it kind of goes on. But that's interesting. Just like over the years,
Well,
there's been sightings.
the 6th one is actually, I think, my favorite one.
Really?
There's this guy, his name, he's a night watchman at like, it's a Catholic Covenant.
Oh.
Well, St. Coletta was the name. Okay. So his name's Mark Shackleman, and he was working at this place, and I think they were doing lobotomies there and stuff too. So it might have been like a house for like special needs. I saw the word lobotomy when I was researching this place. It was actually really weird. But after midnight, he was walking through the fields near the school doing his rounds, and he saw something like on top of, I think it was a Native American burial ground. And so obviously he's like looking, going, who's standing on top of a Native American burial ground? Obviously not a good freaking idea. And
Yeah.
so he
You
said
probably
it
it's a
appeared
drunk
to
Indian.
be like a wolf-like creature.
Whoa. So did it stay like on all fours or did it stand up?
So he said it appeared like it was clawing at the ground. And when
Huh.
he approached to get a better look at it, it ran away. So it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
like he got a great look at it. He just saw it was a wolf-like creature clawing at
And it
the
was
ground.
clawing.
Yeah.
He's probably like, hey, you're drunk, go home.
And
Is there any stories of this beast? Do they all say that it's a wolf like creature, or does it differ?
pretty sure all of them said wolf-like creature.
Okay. Does it talk? Like, do you know? Like, is there any stories of it talking or like?
There is a story where it is talking.
Yeah.
So it's this same story actually. This Mark Shackleman. So when he was telling his wife about it, he said that he heard the creature say Gadara, I think is how it's pronounced. But he said it reminded him of a word that was in the Bible,
Yep.
which is
Madman of Gadara.
yeah.
Yep.
And he said it was Judea. Is that right?
It was. Yep.
It's
in Judea, and there was a road that was called Gadara, and there was a man that was
Yeah.
possessed, and everybody named him the Madman of Gadara. He walked around with chains on his hands that were broken, and he would howl at night, and he would cut himself with stones, and it says that he was so fierce that no one would walk down that road until he encountered Jesus, and then Jesus exorcised all these
And so
demons that came out of him, and then they went into the pigs, and then the pigs drowned themselves. Right? And yeah, Madman of Gadara. So wow,
well,
that's
that's what he said the creature said that night when he saw it.
Gadara. Oh, that's interesting.
And so a lot of the believers in this Beast of Bray Road, they call it a hellhound too. So it's not just a werewolf, it's also a hellhound.
Oh, like
So
okay.
I
I don't know if
I see the similarities
So-
between a werewolf and hellhound, but I also find them very different.
yeah, because I don't ever recall any stories of any hellhounds actually speaking.
Well, and isn't a hellhound more like a dog and not a wolf?
Yes and no. Like it depends on the area. Like for example, if you look at in Ireland, you have hellhounds, and these hellhounds have like goat hooves, and and they look like dogs, but they have hooves like a goat. In other places, like for example, England, you have, it looks like a dog, but they say that it has horns in some places. And in El Salvador, you have El Cadejo. El Cadejo is said that to be a black dog, and it has goat hooves and horns. So it has like a combination of the two of them, but they can have horns sometimes. So to me, it's also interesting how you have this. Is just goes back to what we were talking about a while back ago. How you have all these stories that are so similar, and a lot of people say things like, "Well, maybe the stories got passed down through trade or something," and it's like, well, like for example, El Cadejo was found in the Nahuatl culture, so it was like before it was colonized by the Spaniards. So they have like drawings and all kinds of things, and it's also, the word cadejo, is a Nahuatl word, which they believe it means like dark dog or hellhound, the meaning of it, So it's just crazy that you have these civilizations that didn't have much to do with each other, especially time wise, because you can also find records in the Scottish, lore about these type of creatures, and they didn't have anything to do with each other. So
Well,
that's why
when I think of a hellhound, for some odd reason, I picture a bigger Doberman.
like in was that in the Omen where the Dobermans or Rottweilers?
There
I
were
think it was
Rotties.
a
I think they were
Really?
Rotties.
I think there were Rotties.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure
Yeah.
you're right.
Dobermans
Was,
are scary in its own.
That movie, yeah, that kid looks creepy.
what I mean, is this the
Yeah.
If I see that actor now, I'll probably punch him in the stomach.
Wow.
It's
Well,
like
okay,
Children of the Corn.
yeah, like Children of the Corn. Well, okay, that sounded violent when I said I'll punch him in the stomach. Maybe if I say it in an Italian accent, it'd be like, I'll punch you in the stomachio. Oh!
I
Machio?
hope my Nona's not watching this.
can y'all
Not
hear
a
me?
Thea.
The
Just
what?
gonna be offended by your Italian accent.
Yes, I can hear you.
Anyway,
You said-
so
You said
there
that
were
was
no.
offensive?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
No, it wasn't. If I went beebity bobbity beebity, there we go. Anyways,
Oh
go ahead.
wow. Well,
Um,
there weren't any like sightings of this creature again until like the 80s and 90s. Which, I mean, I'm thinking maybe somebody did spot it and probably thought it was a wolf or something.
Yeah.
There's no way that nobody saw this thing for 50 years and then just all of a sudden started seeing it again.
Yeah. Well, probably. I mean, if it takes the form of probably people just thought it was a wolf or a black bear or something. Damn. And what is the topic of this show? It's road stories or something.
Yes,
How
that's
many?
why we spray road.
So how many truck drivers have you met that told you the story of them seeing either a dog, a black dog running alongside the road, or a man that's hitchhiking, and when they stop to pick him up to give him a ride, like at 1 or 2 in the morning, there's no one there?
I don't know many truck drivers, so I don't know.
I know a couple
My
of them. They
father
sold
was a
meth.
truck driver.
so
as
is this the
as-
beginning of the Dogman myth? I mean, do you think this is where it came from?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, she picked up the story because she heard it from a long time ago, and she wanted to do a Halloween spooky story thing, and she dug into it and kept finding more and more stories of dogmen, and she was like, I got to dig into this, and it took off from there. I mean, she went hard into it. So
Okay.
The Beast of Bray Road?
yeah, she started with the Beast of Bray Road, and then she was like, has anybody else heard of this story? And a lot of people
the
started
Linda
writing her.
Godfrey lady.
Godfrey, yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't know what the hell you were talking about. I was like, Ash, you were going.
No, I'm not that hardcore. No, she was actually this documentary I watched on YouTube about this. She was actually really interesting to listen to. She just seemed really smart, and she seemed like she didn't look at just like the werewolf side of it. She also looked at other aspects to it and like other explanations to it. I don't know. I really respected her.
So I had a question. Did they, when they seen these dog-like, spirits, I think they're spirits. I think they're like shadow walkers, but
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it's kind of like the Mothman prophecies. Once you see the Mothman, does something terrible happen after they've seen this dog? Basically.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
like it's a harbinger or like an omen?
Yeah.
That would be
Okay.
really interesting to look further into, but I didn't. With what I looked into, I didn't see anything about that.
Yeah.
We should do a show
just curious.
on the Mothman. Damn, have you guys heard of the Chicago Mothman? How people are beginning to spot Mothman in Chicago?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's crazy because it's like now it's moving, to Chicago. And I would love to hear those people from Chicago give an account of what they saw, and they would just ask a random, like somebody from Chicago would be like, so what'd you see? It's like, there I was, right? I was out there outside the Gene and Jude's, that grocery store with the guy that's got the flying watermelon machine. Oh, holy shit, I love that damn machine. The guy's inside this watermelon and he's flying it like an airplane, right? So So there he is, right? So hold on, I'm gonna tell you the story of the Mothman. So yeah, this Mothman. Okay, so you've been to Gene and Jude's, that flying watermelon machine that's in there. I like to take my
Yeah.
kids down sometimes and be like, "Hey kids, look at that! It's the Gene and Jude's watermelon flying machine. Holy shit!" Anyways, I saw this guy, like a man that was a bat, like a man that was a bat. Like, what would you call that? Anyways, long story short, I had a couple iced teas from Long Island. Holy shit, knock you on your ass. Let me tell you that. Be careful. Anyways, so I was down over at Ernie's Hot Dogs, unless you want to go with the Red Hots, and that's your own damn business. Best hot dogs in the whole damn town. Don't let anybody tell you different. Anyways,
What?
this fucking
What is?
Mothman was up there, and he was there. Holy shit. Long story short, I pissed all over my damn car, all over the car, and now I gotta get it details, and I gotta get the whole damn detail. Yeah, it's gonna cost me an arm and a leg. But anyways, yeah, I saw the Mothman.
Oh,
weird.
you lost me so long ago.
I
Well,
was just thinking
Please
Chicago
don't
pizza.
start over though.
well, and that's what happens when you interview somebody from Chicago.
Oh boy.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, besides seeing a man flying inside a giant watermelon machine.
I
Oh my
apologize
God.
to everybody that is watching this live right now.
If you're
No.
if you're from Chicago and you have that weird mayor Lori Lightfoot that dresses like she's a villain in Gotham City, you know who I'm talking about? Lori
No.
Lightfoot. She dresses like a little kid that like got into her dad's clothes. You know.
We are so fucked.
Anyways, Lori Lightfoot. Anyway, if you're from Chicago and you're watching this, unsubscribe. Don't watch us. Get out of here. We don't want you. We don't want you here. All 8 of you. Get out of here.
Oh no. Apologize again. Anyway, so
How do we end up here? I was gonna say is that
oh
don't you
no.
think it's so? Have you guys heard of the stories of the highwaymen or the hitchhikers? You
Mhm.
know. So you said that your father was a truck driver, correct? Or did I hallucinate that whole thing?
Oh yes,
So
that too.
okay. Has he ever told you a story about any of these kind of entities?
Yeah.
He had a lot of experiences. I mean, when you're driving for 12 hours, the human mind kind of plays with you too. So whether he really seen something or, experienced something. But on the other hand, my dad was not a BS kind of guy. So
Yeah.
when he told you a story, you better listen, so. But yeah, I mean, he's come across the shadow dogs down in Nevada, or the skinwalkers.
Oh really?
He's seen those. He's seen like apparitions of coyotes turning into humans. And so he's seen a lot. He's also seen the Green Reaper. He presumed it was. So, and he's also heard of different stories through truckers of people, picking up hitchhikers that you drop them off and they're no longer there, or phantom trucks he's seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
go ahead. I
was just gonna say there's an old song by Red Savine, and he talks about the Phantom 309. Anybody look it up? He actually doesn't sing it. He talks about it.
We'll talk about it.
He talks about how this truck driver was coming through, and he picked up this. Now, this is the story of the hitchhiker. He was picked up by this truck driver that drove him all the way to a diner. And he was dropped off, went in for a cup of coffee, and he was talking. He goes, yeah, this guy picked me up, and it was really nice of him. And they were actually, well, that guy's been dead for years. And they were like, what? And he goes, yeah, he was coming back from a load, and there was a school bus that actually went in front of him, and he hit the brakes and skidded, and he died in that accident, saving those kids.
Could
No,
you?
no.
I was like, this was just a song, right? No, it's an actual true
It's an actual
story.
story. I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was
Well,
going to end with tell him that
Hank
large Marge
Williams
sent
has
you.
been seen. Hank
Oh,
Williams has been
yes.
seen all around Tennessee, and people have given him rides.
Hank
So-
Oh, no,
Williams?
yeah, I
Can
heard
we
about
go to
that.
Tennessee and do a road trip and just drive around until Hank Williams hops into the car? I will pay for
yeah.
gas.
So I will do
Let's-
that too.
Yeah, let's rob him.
You rob somebody that's dead.
Yeah,
Very
Maybe
easily.
we should really
How do
take
you-
this on the road.
How do you
We
do
should-
that?
Yeah, how do you rob a dead guy?
You make sure that you have frankincense around the seat or on the area that he's going to be in, so that way his soul gets trapped. And then if you believe that, that he has something to offer, a lot of them that wander around, if they recognize that they're dead, they have some kind of ability to give you something in exchange for their freedom. So you ask for something, and if he complies, you just wipe it off the area where he's sitting, and he's able to
You've
go.
really thought this through.
I'm
Wow.
just saying, if you come into like a shop smelling like frankincense and myrrh, the ancient Egyptians used that for their embalming practices. So
Yeah, their
unless
rituals.
you're dead, please don't walk in my house with that.
You
Yeah,
almost
same.
made me
Yeah.
spit out my wine.
So myrrh is definitely a burial thing, and they do believe that you can trap spirits in that kind of sense and that kind of thing. So because it kind of like reminds them that they're dead and that their freedom is. It's a simple
Oh.
soul trap spell, but what do I know? Anyways, so what was I gonna say?
SOS wasn't I remember on Speaking of Spirits, which there was an episode. It was either Mark someone had a trucker story where they saw like it was something negative on the side of the road. I can't remember the story, but it was on Speaking of Spirits.
It was either Mark or Tim. It's going to be one or the other. Yeah, they both were drivers.
I wish I could remember the story. It was a really good one. Dang it.
Yeah, I mean, I think just about every truck driver out there has had an experience of some sort, you know?
Yeah, some kind of a paranormal story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an episode of the Twilight Zone, which was done because it was an old truck driver story about how this guy was driving alongside the road, and there's a young girl that was just walking by herself. So he picks her up, and she's very quiet, the whole time. So he's very quiet, and he's trying to make conversation. It looks like she's, cold because she's kind of shivering a little bit. So he's trying to make conversation. And finally, he drives her. They're like an hour up the road. So finally, he's like, man, you don't talk much, do you? And then she's like, you haven't figured out who I am? And then he says, no, am I supposed to? And then he says, well, who are you? And she leans in and she says, I'm Death. And then all of a sudden the truck just blows a tire and the truck, basically flips,
No.
and the guy almost dies, he doesn't die, obviously. So this Grim Reaper's like, all right, dude, learn to do your job. Anyways, so later the Twilight Zone, I guess, had like an episode kind of like that, only it's like a small man, and same principle. But I think in the Twilight Zone, the guy dies, but I don't know. So it's
Is
just
this
creepy
small
story.
man as tall as you?
The what? The small man? Probably. I'm 5'6".
Sorry, I
So-
had
That's
to.
taller than a hobbit.
Aren't we the same height?
So,
But I had to because we were talking about it last week. How you're an oversized midget.
No, that's not what I said. I said I'm a giant midget.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Wrong word. It's almost
For-
same definition.
oh my God.
For those of you that are in Oz and are watching this, unsubscribe, take your stuff, and get out of here, Lollipop Guild. We don't want you here.
You were talking about my people.
So you had
Please.
Ash, what was your other location that you worked on? Because you had another interesting story, I thought, besides Bray Road.
Honestly, all I had was the Bray Road one, and I just had a lot of different experiences that people have had. And
Okay.
I have more if you guys want to hear another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay,
What is up?
so this one, let me bring it up here because I have notes on it. I believe this one happened in the 90s. So he was a retired high school teacher. His name was Lee Hampel, but he was one of those guys that, I mean, he's similar to my stepdad. If he sees roadkill on the side of the road, he cleans it up.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
Piggly
don't know
Wigglies.
why, but
Like with a mop?
so my stepdad, if he sees, like, let's say there's a cat that's been hit in the middle of the road, he will move that cat to the side of the road so it doesn't continue to get hit. So it sounds like
What?
a retired school teacher does
That's
that
good salt.
too.
a lot
Oh.
of people will do that.
I
It's
don't.
cheap,
I take it to the pet
but-
cemetery. Have it come
He
back.
also has a squirrel tail in his freezer right now too. Anyways,
Anyways.
this retired school teacher, he found a raccoon on the side of the road and he decided to take it home. It doesn't say why. I don't know why. But he placed it in I guess he wanted to bury it because he placed it in a hole on his property line. So a couple of days later, he discovers this raccoon has been unburied, okay? But he has been cut from his neck to his abdomen, okay?
Like
So
gutted?
yeah, from his neck to his abdomen, all the way, this raccoon. And it wasn't like that when he placed it in the hole. It was roadkill.
Oh, whoa.
That's
So he
interesting.
later found a badger. And he put the badger in this same hole, okay? And he noticed, again, the raccoon had been moved because he was placing both these animals in the same hole for some ungodly reason. But he noticed the raccoon had been moved again, like 20 feet away from the hole. And so he's going, what is taking
Is it
this
just a raccoon?
Yeah, it's a dead raccoon. It's just being taken away from this hole.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't get greedy. You can't put you can't put too many things in the same hole.
Well, he was putting a raccoon and a badger in there together. Maybe he thought they were lonely. I don't know.
Maybe.
But he set up a camera to see what was doing this and taking this raccoon out. So he placed a deer roadkill on his property when he set up these cameras. And he arranged the cameras to, like, catch any activity where, like, all over his property, okay? So when he looks at his cameras the next day, he's seeing, like, flying objects and lights around his property.
Whoa.
And then he noticed one day that the deer is gone. So he goes back, checks the cameras, and he sees on his camera that the deer is being taken away, what he describes it as a mist.
That's weird. That's
That's
super
wild.
weird.
Is that not crazy? So he found tracks and he made like a cast of them. And I wasn't able to find pictures of the cast, but I guess this man still has the cast to this day. And like people that are like walking along Bray Road, they'll like go to his house and he'll ask about him and he'll just gladly show them like it's no big deal.
Just show them the pictures of the casts?
No, he like shows them the actual cast.
Oh, the actual cast. Imagine it's the cast from Saved by the Bell.
Why would he have pictures when he did it? That's weird.
I don't know.
That is weird.
So,
Like, a lot of people are saying that, like, maybe, you know, it's just a wolf. It's just an oversized wolf. Or maybe it's a black bear that has, like, manged fur because there's black bears north of this area and maybe it's come south and that's why its fur is mangy. People try to come up with explanations, but they say majority of this town is like, no, there's a freaking werewolf here. This is not a bear. This is not a wolf. This is a werewolf.
Yeah.
What about same thing? Do with like the Rougarou?
Wolf-
Remember that? You guys?
yep.
Yeah, the
The what?
Rougarou.
The Rougarou. Yeah.
It's
But
werewolves.
the
That
thing
from
is that the
Cajun
bear
culture.
track.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
what's that?
the bear track and the wolf track don't look anything alike. So what did he take
No,
a
they don't
cast
look
of?
anything alike.
So what?
Wolf tracks look like oversized dog tracks.
But did they? So he didn't show a picture of the cast anywhere.
I didn't find any pictures. I bet I could find one if I were to look it up right now, though.
I don't trust this guy.
Yeah, I find the slit from the throat down to the abdomen really
Isn't that
off-putting.
crazy?
It's crazy. That's almost,
If
I don't know.
sometimes animals, when they fill full of gases, they'll split. I mean, it happens.
That's
Gross,
true.
but it will happen.
I can just see a wolf man putting on, like, slitting it open, ripping its guts
Putting
out,
on,
putting it on its hand, going, "Look, I'm Daniel Boone."
I was gonna say like Robin
Jeez,
Williams
Birdie.
takes his shirt off.
So I
See,
have
I
a
don't
story.
see any pictures when I just Googled it now.
No
No
pictures?
pictures? It's so sketchy. I don't trust this guy.
I
Damn.
have a
What was
horror story that doesn't involve an animal. It involves a human, and that was in my hometown. So
Oh, let's hear it.
yeah, so this is Highway 50. As you're coming from Tahoe into Placerville, it's very mountainy, obviously, Tahoe area. It's very mountainy. And this is pre-cell phone. So a couple was coming down very late, not much traffic, and they saw a young woman in the middle of the road in the highway, and they panicked. They were like, "Oh my God." So they stopped and they pulled over to give her help, and she disappeared. And it really shook them up because they both saw her. They both saw her. And they're like,
Oh, wow.
there was a young woman here, and she was on the highway, and there's cliffs down on the side of the highway. And they're like, they were so panicked by it that when they got to the first cell phone, they called for the California Highway Patrol to come up, or the sheriff's department, or somebody to help them. And they
Yeah.
stayed, and they had the
That's
cops go back with them and show them. And they found a car that had gone down the ravine. She'd been missing for a couple of weeks.
No
She's
shit.
dead, obviously.
No.
And she'd been missing for a couple of weeks, but they would never have found her because there wasn't anything to find. I mean, you wouldn't have seen it had it not been for her apparition in the middle of the highway. And it made all of
Damn. See, with stuff like that, I think did we lose SOS?
No, she's here.
I'm
No.
here.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, we're matching.
We're
Oh,
matching.
we're matching.
Ooh,
Twinsies.
obviously we didn't get the memo.
I know, that's what I said before you got on. I was like, wow, I feel like we all should have worn flannel tonight.
Hey, it's a cold night. What can I say?
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
So
You guys all look like lumberjacks. I look like I'd be standing in front of Home Depot waiting for somebody to ask me if I know how to do tile, which I do.
I was
Anyways,
thinking of mini Paul Bunyan, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I got one from my sister-in-law when she was growing up in Georgetown. It's not technically a highway scary story, but her and her adopted sister, Marie, were driving up Skinner Canyon in Georgetown. And they got to a certain point, and all of a sudden their car shut off, lights flickered, and they could hear screaming. Just
oh shit.
a lot of women, I guess women and children, just screaming inside their car. And then everything went back to normal, and they were like, nope. And they flipped it in reverse and took off out of there. And next time, I was with them at this time. This was a long time ago. And we're going up hunting up Skinner Canyon. And my brother was in the driver's seat. She was in the passenger seat. I'm in the back seat. We're driving up the canyon. And we get to the foot of the canyon. We're not even at the top. And I see two does just bolting out of there.
Those?
They're just, yeah, does.
Okay.
Just two of them just flying by the truck. usually when does see a vehicle, they'll either peel off or yeah, they won't even get near the truck. But these two does, they just flew by the truck like we weren't even there. And I'm like, that's weird. And we're
Yeah.
driving up. We keep driving up, and she just pipes up and says, "Zach, something doesn't want us to be here." He's like, "Don't care. Going hunting. Want to keep going." And we keep going up the hill, and she's like, a couple minutes later, she's like, "Zach, something really doesn't want us to be here." Yeah, don't care. Keep going. A couple minutes later, she's like, "Honey, I'm telling you, we need to turn around right now. This is creeping me out." And he's like, "Yeah, don't care."
He said, "Don't care."
Yeah,
Jeez.
he's like, he doesn't say like don't care, but he's just like voicing
No,
like
he just
he's just
insisted
like, I want to go hunting. Why? And she's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, we need to turn around. He goes,
that'll be
okay, fine, and he stops and turns the truck around. And we go hunting to a different spot, and I'm like, what in the hell is that about? And it wasn't until a while later she's like, there was a Bigfoot up there, and he really didn't want us to be there. So that's when I
yeah,
first learned about.
I know exactly how that felt.
Yeah, mind speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the first red flags were two does come running past us. I mean, not even 5 feet from the truck, and they didn't give a shit that we were there. And just tore through there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
wow.
Where was this, Birdie?
Skinner Canyon in Georgetown. I think they renamed it Georgetown Canyon.
Okay. And where was your encounter, Jesse?
Mine was at Seafoam Lakes up above Stanley, like you're going to Greyhound Mine. We were elk hunting, and we went back there by the Seafoam Lakes, and I told my husband, I was like, we need to get out of here. He's like, why? And I said, it doesn't feel right. There's something here. And he's like, the same way. He's a hunter, wants to get his elk, and I'm like, no, we need to get out of here. And we get on the other side of the lakes, and we heard this crash. And we know the difference between an elk and a deer. Obviously, we've done this for years, but this was much larger than that. And the smell, it was terrible. And it wasn't like a dead animal or anything. We looked, at least he looked around for a minute, and we had to get out of there. It's the most eerie feeling that you're not alone at all.
Oh God.
So what's the takeaway from these stories, guys?
Just stay home.
Stay home.
Well, I think trust your gut.
Honestly,
if your instincts are telling you that there's something wrong, you need to listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, when you go hunting, leave the women at home. They're annoying. Like I didn't go hunting to be nagged. Anyways,
I have never been hunting, but I'm not gonna lie. I probably wouldn't go because I know I would be the worst hunting partner ever. I'd be like, "Can we go get coffee? Is it time for lunch? I'm bored.
Quiet down there, woman."
Hunting's okay. Hunting is fun as long as you're prepared. If you're unprepared and stuff goes south, you are doomed.
I am unprepared for awkward silences.
Well, get ready for that because there's a lot of that.
Hunting when unprepared is the best because you go into survival mode and you're like, I need to kill someone. I don't go hunting because there's a possibility of failure. I go killing.
That's coming.
Nope.
Yeah, that's coming from a Marine. Just an average schmo. It's just like, I'm gonna die.
There you go. Unless you bring a woman with you and you're like, you know what, like, Let's just turn around.
Little Miss
5
grew
minutes.
up in suburbia.
Five,
Hi.
5 minutes in, you just turn a car around. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing this. So wow, damn, so many stories. We should get Mark on here and just be like, hey man, tell us some of you, because I know you got creepy stories. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I bet he has some good ones.
Damn, it's already been almost an hour, so let's close up the show. So this
Yep.
episode was actually really good. I had a lot of fun. So what do we have to plug? Our Patreon. You guys head on over to the Patreon. Patreon's cool. You know, head on over to T Public. Get yourself a sticker or a shirt or a mug. I drew all that shitty stuff on there. So, I mean, if you have a cousin out there that that you don't really like, you want to give him that gift where it's like, yeah, it's a gift, brother. And you give it to him, and then he has to always pretend like he likes that ugly thing. Just go on there and get him something.
I wonder if you order fuzzy socks.
From there,
Yeah.
I can knit some.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
I'd like to see
head
that.
over there. Head over to the.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
head
I'd
over to
like
the
to see
website.
Decon knit socks.
Okay. Anyways, what?
Our next week's live performance.
Decon knitting fuzzy socks.
Decon with his little knitting needles.
And refried dreams. So, anyways, yeah, guys, this is fun. Can you guys believe that 2024 is almost over?
Thank God.
Thank God.
I mean, what?
It was such a bad year.
It was a great year.
Okay, it was a really good year, but also really shitty at the same time.
I loved it.
Peanut butter and shit sandwich.
So 2020.
Oh, that's my favorite person this year. I fucking hate 2024. Sorry.
Well, So, jeez.
That just came out.
We're just gonna wait for the volcano.
Next year, the show's gonna be even bigger. Maybe we'll be able to do road trips.
Maybe.
Road trips.
God.
Road trips somewhere.
Can you imagine?
We just need to master the technique
on a
of
road
going
trip?
live.
I would love. Okay, so we should get an RV, right? And,
oh God, no! I am not
shit.
being cooped up with you for a week.
Okay, wait. You guys should get an RV, and the women just go ahead, and I'll just drive by myself.
Are you gonna be cousin Eddie? And you're gonna stand out there, shoot and foul.
Yeah, I'll just be behind you guys. Can you imagine 3 women in a vehicle for more than a day? Oh, anyways,
I remember as long as you're driving somewhere else, so it'd be okay.
What?
Great road trip partner.
I
bring good snacks.
No.
I'm gonna be drunk the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, no thanks.
I'm down.
Anyways,
I'll
all right, so this was awesome.
What?
Okay. Hopefully next week the live will work better.
I thought it was panned out. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm just kidding.
You're gonna get a million lashings for this.
I have to go. I have to go to Colleen to get my whooping, my weekly whooping.
Anyway. So, all right, guys. You guys have a good night.
What's going on now?
To always look both ways, especially if you find yourself on Nightmare Road.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.